My fucking girlfriend cheated on me with her cousin.
Today is a really bad day for a content creator named I'm Not Kenneth. Today he has told us about his relationship status to the internet, and he was letting us know that his girl was cracking her cousin. Really bad day for this man. So he is go on and tell us a story about how this all went down from his perspective. So let's get into it.
See, like this ain't even funny because I wouldn't have even wished this on my worst enemy. Who the preyed on my downfall this much for something like this to happen to me? Now I caught her cheated on me in my house. Keep in mind, I pay all the bills, bruh, and she had the audacity to cheat on me with her blood cousin.
So far, Kenneth has told part of his story. As you know, his girl was pretty much cheating on him while she was messing with her cousin. I mean, that's just in the entire story. He will go into a little bit more. He starts to go through her phone. He tells a story about going through her phone, seeing notes. I mean, he just has all types of evidence to prove his case. Like, yo, this girl really did me foul out here, and it's with her cousin. So we're gonna play a little bit more and get right into that.
Lately, bruh, I've been noticing she's always on FaceTime with this nigga, bruh. And it's her cousin, bro. She's always on FaceTime with her cousin. But it's like, what normal person would think that's weird? Like that's her cousin. Like, I thought it was on some, like, I guess I didn't realize that they were sleeping on the phone together, that every time I would come near her, she would go on mute or whatever. But that's not the point. She was in the shower and I heard her talking on FaceTime. So that was like a red flag. Say the word gains, as in like gym gains, and I heard yams come out her mouth. And once I heard that, I'm like, who are you on FaceTime with and why are you talking about you?
Kenneth will go on to explain to us that he went through his girlfriend Catalina's phone. He found notes on some freaky deaky stuff that more than likely does connect with her cousin. He also found text messages. He found all types of evidence that suggests, hey, my girlfriend is letting her cousin beat the cheeks. Right? He found evidence that would suggest that, hey, my girlfriend is getting her doonies blown out. I mean, that's his thing, right? So that's what he's about to tell y'all.
Seemed like I knew and I caught her and she was gonna try to play victim. So I walked up to her room, I knocked on the door. I was like, let me see your phone real quick. I grabbed her phone and I noticed her like grabbing that shit, but not really grabbing it in like a way where like she made it obvious she was hiding something. So I just grabbed it and sped walked to my room and then I locked my door. And that's when she started banging on my door saying, Kenneth, open the door, give me my phone.
Kenneth! Okay, I have clothes on. Can you open the door, please? Hello? Kenneth! Hello? Kenneth! Please! Please, open the door. Let's talk.
And bro, check your girl's hidden fucking iMessage has like recently deleted text messages. Check that. I went through Snapchat. I tried to go through my ass only on Snapchat, but I didn't figure out the password. I went through her notes. I went through everything, bro, and I seen tons of explicit photos from her and him. And then I went through the text messages, and it was a bunch of like she was talking about that nigga being boyfriend material. She was saying she feels a disconnect from Kenneth.
In all of my relationships, I've always loved you a lot. And I cared for you a lot. You know that? I'm sorry, babe.
I don't care.
We've always had a close relationship since we was young. And I think, like, on some mentally fucked up shit, I think, like, we had some psychological shit going on when we were young because, like, when we was little jerks, like, before even puberty, like, we were, like, really close to where, like, some of our family members would notice it. And once I was already having my doubts, and you know, with you've always been different than how I wanted you to be. So
Scallywag behavior. Hey man, that's wild. When it's all said and done, Kenneth just exposed homegirl for being a scallywag. What can you do? And you know what? He's taking it surprisingly well. I do think the idea to monetize your pain is genius. I think that's good. I think that's chess. So we just got Kenneth's side of the story. However, if you go back, Catalina actually responded back to this video.
hello everyone, I am here to say my truth and share my story on the things that have been released on the internet and the things that have happened to me. First and foremost, I want to start off by taking full accountability for what I did. I want to start off by apologizing to the person that I hurt the most in this situation, which was my ex. I want to say sorry to my supporters that I disappointed. I did a lot of things that I'm not proud of, and I have to own up to them. To my ex, I'm so sorry for hurting you, and I'm sorry that I did not take your feelings into consideration when I did what I did. But our relationship was not picture perfect as it may seem. I lost myself in our relationship, and I was in a very dark place at the time when I did what I did. I have to own up to what I did, and I have to take accountability for my actions. And in doing that, I've come to realize that I need help for myself and for all my loved ones around me. I know I've done wrong.
So, after getting exposed for cheating on her boyfriend, Kenneth, with her own blood cousin, after getting exposed for getting cracked by her own cousin, she finally released an apology video. And not even quickly, not even probably like 40, 50 seconds to the video, watch how she starts to look down throughout the entire video, like at the desk or at the whatever she's sitting down at. Keep watch. It quickly becomes obvious she's reading from a script rather than just telling us what's on her mind. And honestly, that makes me question the sincerity of her entire apology video. It feels less like someone taking accountability and more like a carefully crafted damage control statement put together by a crisis management team. But let's break it down and see if her words actually match her actions.
Amount of lies that are being spread about me on the internet. Firstly, I want to clear up that I wasn't disowned by anybody, and I still have a great relationship with my mother. This was a fallacious rumor that was started by someone that I thought was a friend and is completely untrue. My family does not agree with the choices that I made, but they're standing beside me as I continue to get help and work to better myself. I also want to talk about a stream that my ex was on where he alleged that I did not want to publicly claim him and I wanted to hide our relationship from the internet. But in reality, in the first year of us being together, we actually had a popular couple page. And the real reason on why I wanted to go private was because at the time, I had a lot of people actively telling me to leave him because it was toxic. I also want to make it clear that any cousin or stepbrother or any content like that we made together was his idea and he convinced me to do it. I also want to make it clear that any cousin or stepbrother or any content like that we made together was his idea and he convinced me to do it. First time trying Arby's with my cousin. Take a bite.
I low-key have feelings for you.
Are you dead ass?
I'm so dead ass.
What cousins? What the
Wow, that was incredibly disturbing. Woo wee. Okay, cool. Cousin content. So my thing is, well, number one, Attack on Titan's levels of foreshadowing for sure. And number two, whose idea was it to crack their cousin? Someone in the chat, let me know. Someone in the comments, let me know. Whose idea was it to cheat in their relationship and then go on to crack their cousin? Did she expand on that in this video? We'll see.
Me and my ex were involved in a toxic and abusive relationship. When I was in love with him, I was blind to the harmful behavior and abuse that was going on. Our relationship was built on unhealthy emotional attachment, and I stayed because it was all that I knew. He was my first boyfriend, he was my first everything, and I met him when I was 18, just graduated high school, and he was 21.
Now, her talking about my man's being 21 while she was 18 is so crazy. I don't know if y'all noticed. I would take this as a video to get back at my ex who exposed me. That's what I'm taking from it. I think the constant looking down at a script, I think the overall tone of your video, I think you expanding on how toxic you guys' relationship was, but you never expanded on why you cheated on your boyfriend or cracked your cousin. You know what I'm saying? And the fact that you talked more about you and Kenneth and not about you cracking your cousin should pretty much tell us what's going on. You're trying to me too yourself out of these incredibly serious allegations. You're trying to salsa off the accountability a bit. Unfortunately, the genjutsu no longer works on us. I don't believe it does. I also would tell you that your meta is pretty much pat. She's trying to Lonzo cross herself out of this situation, right? She's trying to KD go-to shot Lonzo to the rack, and it's not working. We got that clamped up this way. So I really wish she would have expanded more about how she ruined her life in her relationship rather than the introspective workings of her and Kenneth's relationship. But I mean, hey, man, it's Catalina's life.
There's two sides to every story, and our relationship was unhealthy on both ends. And since he's decided to bring my wrongdoings onto the internet, I believe it is only fair that I bring attention to the things that he has done to me, because my ex was never a saint like he paints himself out to be. We had a lot of arguments throughout our relationship, which was normal, but what wasn't normal was the verbal, mental, and physical abuse that he subjected me to. Relationship, which was normal, but what wasn't normal was the verbal, mental, and physical abuse that he subjected me to.
At the end of the day, an apology is supposed to have clarity, honesty, and accountability. I feel like watching Kat's response, I have more questions than I do answers. I also was a bit flabbergasted at the fact that she continued to look down constantly throughout the entire video, which makes it feel like a perfectly crafted PR response than a genuine conversation about what had happened between you and Kenneth. Instead of fully owning up to her actions, there was multiple moments where she has shifted the focus onto the relationship problems, which we all understand that yes, there were issues. Hell, we all have had relationship issues before, but none of those issues mathematically made sense and it never added up on why you still cheated. And I think that leaves me here confused rather than, hey, you just gave me some more clarity. I think with Catalina's response, I do think people were looking for something more straightforward, like what had happened? What led to this decision? What made you pick your cousin? Let's be honest. Why would you choose your cousin? Just more different pieces of evidence help us get a better understanding of your situation. Instead, you kind of came to the internet with a bunch of unproven claims and zero evidence. Very, very, very little evidence. And if anything, it makes you look worse at the end of the day because you can't just simply own up and break down the situation. Instead, you try to make Kenneth the bad guy and it comes off a little bit as antagonistic. The thing is, accountability isn't really about controlling the narrative. It's about telling the truth, even if it makes you look bad. And you look bad no matter what. I think you look just a little bit worse. And let's be honest, this playbook of being the victim when women get caught, this isn't brand new. This is like a run up the middle in the NFL, right? H back dive, right? So it don't bang. It really don't hit. Hopefully, maybe when she'll get some time and she'll look back and be like, man, I was moving like a fool when I was young. And hopefully it's just a moment in your life. I really do think you should get some help because cracking your cousin is a bit scandalous. I'm not gonna hold you. And cheating on him on your boyfriend and trying to turn him into this bad guy villain, it doesn't hit. But thank you guys for watching. It's your boy, I Carry Neutron. Peace.